Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. You join us today for Impact Wrestling's Victory Road pay-per-view, which again, roughly goes about 15 segments. We have predominantly based it on a lot of the in-ring action. There's maybe only a couple of segments that are out with the ring, but hopefully it does the main objective of a positive rating and benefits most for stars. Just to clarify as well, because of the date we're on, the next episode won't be an Impact, it will actually just be like a roundup, because I want to try and do that every 6 months when you get the Wrestler of the Year, or so far in this instance, and then the Wrestler of the Year when it is the turn of the year. So we're going to look to do that kind of thing, and we'll have a look at where the company is and what we're looking to do going forward. So without further ado, we'll crack into this one. We're on Dish Mexico, Fight TV, Impact Plus and Premier Sports. Let's do this. Impact Wrestling, Victory Road. So we're sold out at the Alabama Soccer Stadium. We were due to get just above that, so I thought I'll take the 1,500 sellout, and I start the show with FTR. Obviously they had issued the open challenge to get 2 competitors to face them. I had a look over the time frame we had, and I was like, do we bring somebody in? I opted against it, so it is going to be a Impact team that Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood will face. So like, come on, who's going to step up and face us in this 53 rated segment? And also on a 53, it was Triple XL who made the challenge, so it was a decent matchup. FTR defeat Triple XL in 6:48 when Cash Wheeler submitted Larry D, giving FTR their second defence of the Impact World Tag Team titles. So pretty decent there, good opener. I'll take a 53 all day of the week for an opener. Larry D is a weak link here, but overall just good stuff there for FTR, and gives them another month as Impact Tag Champs. Moving along, also in tag team action and also on a 53, a decent matchup as Rich Swann and Willie Mack got the win over Evil Uno and Stu Grayson in 7:44 when Rich Swann pinned Evil Uno with a tornado spin kick. So a 53 here. Of course you're going to build up your Impact talents, so they're going to take the win. So unless Grayson and Uno were like definitely going to be permanent acquisitions to the roster, but as I say, Rich is your former champion, so you've got to keep him looking strong in the 53. I'm fairly happy with. Then I had a decent matchup that saw Leo Rush defeat Suicide and Xperia in 10:48 when Leo Rush pinned Xperia with the Rush Hour, giving him his 5th defence of the X Division Championship. I felt like putting this one together just to kind of give an idea of how I want the X Division to look going forward. There was a temptation to put Suicide over as champ, but Leo Rush wasn't for having it. Suicide also off his game, but you can see there Leo Rush, in terms of where we are with Impact, could probably nestle in the main event field straight away. So a 47 as we continue our rebuild of the X Division. And after it, Leo Rush shakes the hand of Suicide, who had a good opportunity in this matchup, and they actually shake hands. So playing up the thing where Xperia had been rejecting handshakes from Leo Rush, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, and Suicide goes, well played, but tonight was just not my night. Moving along, we had the match between the Good Brothers and Violent by Design. In a good matchup, the Good Brothers defeated Joe Doring and Ken Shamrock in 10:41 when Carl Anderson pinned Ken Shamrock with the Magic Killer. Shamrock was weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else. Doring up there with Carl Anderson's been just, if anything, a compliment to the booking he's had, that he's managed to get to that level. Obviously with Kenny, I think it'll be a case of we'll keep him looking strong, but in matches he'll probably put people over, and when his contract's up we'll let him go, because we have to focus on more of a youth movement going forward. But 56, still respectable, and good work in this match. Then had the match between Chad Betts and Ace Austin, and Elizabeth had great wrestling and good heat as Chad Betts defeats Ace Austin in 11:45 with the Grand Amplitude. So a 59 overall. I think this is a feud that down the line can get like a 70 quite easily. Obviously we'll make them go their separate ways from each other now. Chad will go one direction, Ace and Madman will go another. But I expect this to be like a world title feud in maybe 2023, but had to put them together. Again, 2-0. Ace Austin has no leg to stand on, as Chad Betts remains unbeaten in Impact Wrestling. Then if Tenille just give a few words before her match with Thunder Rosa. Again, the usual spiel. It's all about me. This is my time, my moment, and I'm not going to let Thunder Rosa stop me becoming a world champion for the first time. And that's a 44. And you know when a heel cuts that kind of promo, that it is a win for Thunder Rosa. Decent matchup, and Thunder Rosa wins in 14-16 with La Rosa, giving her the second defence of the Impact Knockouts Championship. What's pleasing about this one is Tenille was able to raise her game to a 50, the same as Thunder Rosa, which gave us a segment rating, also a 50. So it just shows we are starting to build quite a women's division now. That's Thunder Rosa, Tenille, Diona, all very credible at the moment, and of course there's always opportunities to bring people in. As I say, there are going to be more Joshies coming in, and if any others become free agents around the world, we'll certainly work with them as well. So yeah, promising signs for our women's division at the moment. Speaking of which, we had that fatal 4-way knockouts tag title match, which was about to have decent reaction from the crowd and subpar wrestling, as we had Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly defeat Nevaeh and Jessica Havoc, Dash Chizako and Maki Itoya, and Team C-Stars at 11:39 when Deonna Purrazzo submitted Nevaeh with a Fujiwara armbar. Deonna and Kimberly win the Impact Knockouts tag titles. So new champs. Deonna has already had both titles in this particular save, but I just felt like they were the team that I needed to have it, heel heat on the title belts, and we can have obviously the babyface chase towards that. Gives us a chance to build up our Joshies, gives us a chance to build up Team C-Stars, and it gives an opportunity for more action for fire and flavour. Unfortunately, as you noticed, I didn't mention Havoc and Nevaeh. Nevaeh has actually turned pregnant in the game, so she will go on maternity leave within a few weeks, so that was our way of writing her off television. But at 43, everybody pretty similar there. Deonna and Havoc maybe just above. Certainly a lot of promise within our knockouts division, and post-match just a 2-on-1 beatdown again, just writing Nevaeh off of television. We could have used her at the tapings, but I just thought beatdown, get her out, and I just don't really feel comfortable booking someone that's, even though it's only a virtual text game, that's with that. So 40 for your segment rating, pretty good. Moves us along to Eric Young hyping up the co-main event against Matt Cardona for the Impact World Championship. He just basically says to him, have you ever been in such a high pressure situation with such a dangerous man? Desperation calls for desperate measures and can lead to some dangerous circumstances. Is Matt Cardona particularly ready for that? Begs the question from him. Only a 54, so our promos haven't been high, but their match delivers a good 57. And about the great heat and good wrestling, Matt Cardona defeats Eric Young in 2011 by pinfall with the Rough Rider, giving him his 5th title defence. 57 and a 55, so Matt's really getting over here as like a main guy. I think if we can get the company to medium, he can certainly grow into a 60s and 70s for round 9 performance. So good to see that he retains the championship belt. And our main event was about to have great heat, good heat and great wrestling, as we had Sami Callihan defeat Fenix, Darby Allin and Pentagon Jr. in a Monsters Ball match in 17-14 when Sami Callihan pinned Fenix with a headlock driver. A 63, sensational. I had a feeling this would be the best match of the night, so I purposely put it as the main event. Fenix with a 70, Sami 57, Darby 59, Pentagon 53. Again, getting back to the previous point I made, you have to put the Impact stars over, the people you know are going to be with you. Any point, Darby, Pentagon or Fenix could sign a written contract with AEW and we get none of the benefit. So if we protect our superstar, then it all benefits us in that 63 rated match. And we end the show with our highest segment, so a 60 and a 63, so we should maybe see about a 58 or a 57 show pending the penalties for the production. But let's end the show with the most violent superstar in Impact Wrestling, Sami Callihan, celebrating in the ring. So what I was looking to do here was basically have Cardona and Young have a really good wrestling match. Matt picks up the victory, and then we build Callihan as like a rebirth, a relaunch. He's had that feud with Ken Shamrock, he came out the worst of it, but now he's just showed that like he can dig deep and just really draw his strength from pure violence. On the dot, overall's a 58. That increased their popularity in 43 regions, which is good to see, and their show obviously worsened because of the production values, but overall I enjoyed it. You see there, a lot of wrestling on the show, and yeah, pretty even show, everything kind of 40s, 50s and some in the 60s. But yeah, I think I covered a lot of things. New champions in some situations, some title defences strengthened, and there's some matches you want to put but you kind of need to hold off them because Slammiversary is the big one. I'm hoping, even though it was a bit iffy at the time and I know they've done away with it, to possibly put the title on the line in a King of the Mountain match. Just sticking to some historical stuff from Impact Wrestling. So we'll go to the main screen, we'll see how the size etc looks, just briefly, because we'll have a bigger recap once we get to our show, or not even our show, our next video, which will be basically covering the next 6 months. So Impact have got rid of Josh Matthews. His contract was up, so he's gone. So that's another thing that happened. Inner Circle has lost Santana and Ortiz. Jake something will get a new contract. Good, good, good. An upgrade of his wages, I should say. So Darby's loan period is expired. We'll maybe look at bringing some other loans in once we get through. Josh Matthews is gone, wasn't using them. Sami Callihan says Tenille Dashwood's charismatic, which is good. 53,000 people. It's still not a great amount of buys, not a great amount of people watching the show. But yeah, size didn't even really go up there, which is interesting. We stayed at 47 and 44. I was hoping we'd have maybe made gains, but not particularly. So that's a wee bit worrying. You can see there. Well, no, we did gain one, I suppose, everywhere apart from the southeast where we've been running. You can see that the 43 became a 44, so small progress, but yeah, just need to keep ticking along and eventually we'll get there. As I say, deals are still a long way to go. Finances, 57 at the moment, we'll obviously have to get taxed etc, so that will change in the next couple of days. So we'll do a bigger roundup, as I say, in the next video. We'll look over the Power 5, well, even the Power 500, the awards, and we'll see what kind of plans we've got going forward. I'll take a wee kind of sit for a few hours and plan out my pay-per-view card going forward. So as always, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought, let me know what you think going forward, what you'd like to see, and until next time, remember, good day and good night, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.